Hey there, fish lovers. Have you ever stood in front of an aquarium, just staring, wondering which fish you should get for your very first tank? It seems simple, but then you realize there are hundreds of options, and choosing the wrong one can turn a beautiful hobby into a stressful mess. But here's the thing, starting your first aquarium doesn't have to feel overwhelming. In fact, it can be one of the most relaxing experiences you'll ever create in your home. And today, I'm going to show you the top 5 beginner-friendly fish that are beautiful, peaceful, easy to care for, and perfect for anyone who's just getting started. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you for one small thing. This channel is still just getting started, and every single subscriber helps it grow. So, the only thing I ask in return is that you hit the subscribe button so we can build this community together. Let's start with a tiny fish that surprises almost every beginner. The Endler's live bearer. At first glance, they look delicate, almost fragile, but don't let their size fool you. These little guys are some of the toughest and easiest fish you can keep. Here's the part most people don't realize. Endlers adapt to a wide range of water conditions. So, even if your first aquarium setup isn't perfect, and trust me, almost no beginner tank is, these fish will still thrive. Bright colors, energetic movement, and a personality that immediately brings life to a small tank. But there's something even more special about them. Endlers are live bearers. That means they don't lay eggs, they give birth to tiny, swimming babies. And when you're new to fish keeping, seeing those little fry appear out of nowhere feels magical. Almost like your tank suddenly has a heartbeat. Now, there's one important thing to know. Endlers are social. They feel safer and behave better when kept in groups of 3 to 5. Put them together, and you'll see a peaceful, colorful little school that moves like a single, flowing ribbon through your tank. If you're starting your very first aquarium, this is one of the most forgiving, rewarding fish you can pick. Here's a fish that surprised me more than almost any other when I was starting out. The Corydoras catfish. Quiet, gentle, always moving, but never in a way that distracts or overwhelms your tank. In fact, the first time I added Corydoras, I assumed they would just sit at the bottom and hide, because that's what a lot of beginners imagine bottom dwellers do. But the moment they settled in, everything changed. Suddenly the tank had this warm, peaceful rhythm that I didn't expect. Corydoras travel together like a small exploration team. They sift through the sand with these tiny, adorable movements, almost as if they're investigating every grain. And while they're doing that, they pick up leftover food, which helps keep your tank cleaner without you even noticing the work they're doing. They're not aggressive, they don't chase anyone, and they don't demand attention. They just fit perfectly. If you're a beginner, these fish teach you something important. A beautiful aquarium isn't only about color or flashy fish. Sometimes it's about balance, and Corydoras bring that balance instantly. To keep them happy, make sure they live in a group of at least 3 to 5. They feel safer and behave more naturally when they're together. Use soft, sandy substrate so they can dig comfortably, because rough gravel can hurt their delicate barbels. Keep their water between 72 and 78 degrees with a neutral pH, and they'll thrive with very little effort. Simple to care for, calm to watch, and surprisingly essential for a beginner's tank. Now, let's talk about a fish that almost every beginner falls in love with the moment they see it, the Betta. Slow, elegant, almost theatrical in the way it moves. A Betta doesn't just swim, it performs. But here's where beginners get confused. Bettas look delicate, almost too beautiful for a simple setup, but they're actually one of the easiest fish to care for when their needs are understood. Warm, calm water, gentle filtration, and a few hiding spots. Give them that, and they'll reward you with colors that look unreal. Deep reds, electric blues, shimmering purples like living brushstrokes. Now, here's the part that surprises a lot of people. Male bettas are territorial, so you should only keep one male per tank. It's not aggression for the sake of aggression, it's instinct. And when you respect that instinct, the Betta becomes peaceful, relaxed, and beautifully confident in its space. They also prefer slow-moving waters. Too much current and they struggle. But a calm, planted tank, they glide through it like silk drifting underwater. Oh, before I forget, If you're setting up a Betta tank and want to save a little on equipment, I left a referral link in the description. Nothing promotional, just something I use myself, and it gives you a bit of a discount if you're starting from scratch. I'm not paid to promote anything, but if you ever choose to use it, I do earn a small commission, and it helps me keep creating beginner-friendly content like this. Zebra Danios are the kind of fish that remind you how simple joy can look. They're fast, social, playful, and honestly a little unpredictable in the best way. The first time I added Zebra Danios to a tank, I expected them to just swim in circles and mind their own business. But instead, they turned the aquarium into this lively, kinetic scene that felt almost like watching a tiny schoolyard at recess. They dart, they chase, they explore, and somehow they always return to each other, like a little group of friends who refuse to split up. And here's the part that caught my attention. Even though they're so active, they bring a strange sense of harmony. They're energetic, but not chaotic. Bold, but not aggressive. Curious, but not destructive. That balance is rare in beginner fish, and it's one of the reasons so many aquarists end up loving them without expecting to. Before I continue, let me ask you something. What do you think about active fish like these? What's your style? Calm and peaceful, or lively and playful? Leave a comment while you watch. I read every single one. Now, to keep Zebra Danios healthy, think in groups of at least 5. They're schooling fish, and when they're alone, they get stressed fast. Keep the water cool to moderate, around 65 to 75 degrees, and make sure the tank has open swimming space because they love movement. Once they feel safe, they'll fill your aquarium with constant motion and personality. Zebra Danios don't just swim, they bring your tank to life. Guppies are one of those fish you think you understand until you actually keep them. And that's when you realize there's so much more happening beneath their tiny size and bright colors. The first time I added guppies to a tank, I expected them to be simple, pretty little swimmers that just floated around. But instead, they became the spark that brought the whole aquarium to life. Their colors shift in the light like moving paint, and their long flowing tails add this gentle elegance to every turn they make. But what really caught my attention was their personality. Guppies are curious, bold, always investigating something. But at the same time, they carry this calm, friendly energy that makes the tank feel welcoming rather than chaotic. Here's the part that creates a bit of curiosity. Guppies are incredibly easy to care for, yet they reward you with behaviors that feel much more advanced. They interact with each other, they follow movement outside the glass, and sometimes they even behave like they're studying you back. It's charming, surprising, and honestly a little addictive to watch. To help them thrive, keep the water around 72 to 78 degrees, provide stable conditions, and consider adding a bit of live planting. Guppies look absolutely stunning swimming between green leaves. It creates this soft contrast that makes their colors even richer. And if you keep both males and females, don't be surprised if your tank suddenly feels busier. Guppies are live bearers, and they reproduce easily. Some beginners panic when they see fry for the first time, but others find it magical. Guppies don't just decorate a tank, they give it personality. Keeping your first aquarium healthy doesn't have to be complicated. The truth is, most beginners struggle not because fish are hard to care for, but because no one teaches them the simple habits that make everything easier. So let me give you a few quick tips that actually matter. Test your water regularly. Just a simple check once a week can prevent so many problems before they ever show up. Keep your stocking level reasonable. Your tank should feel calm, not crowded. Feed only what your fish can finish in 2 to 3 minutes, because leftover food causes more issues than you'd expect. And remember to change a portion of the water every week. Not all of it, just enough to keep everything balanced. Most importantly, watch your fish. Their behavior tells you everything. If they're calm, active, and eating well, you're doing things right. Some fish look amazing, but they're not the best choice when you're just starting. Large catfish grow far bigger than most beginners expect. Discus need very stable water conditions that can be stressful to maintain. Goldfish create a lot of waste, which quickly overwhelms small tanks. And koi, they're beautiful, but they're pond fish, not aquarium fish. Choosing easier species first helps you enjoy the hobby instead of fighting constant problems. Thanks for spending this time with me. If you're just starting your aquarium journey, remember this: the goal isn't perfection. It's creating a space where your fish can thrive and you can enjoy the process. If this video helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe. It truly helps this small channel grow. And before you go, tap the video that just appeared on your screen to learn even more. I'll see you there, and happy fish keeping!